get mine.
Yeah.
I gotta get mine.
Hey.
Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine.
Let's go.
I gotta get mine. I gotta get. Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. Hey, let me elaborate. Y'all niggas trying fake. I've been out here getting cake. It been a process to get my money straight. I remember them broke days when I ain't thought they could control. I just kept that hammer, homie, nigga, knock out your soul. If you ain't got my money on time, you better cash out. If you do that bad business, homie, don't even give me that. I've been staying out the way cause I ain't doing no dead time. Cause I ain't got time for you, little homie, I'm getting mine. Coolest nigga in the world, but don't try to test me. I won't never lead you astray, that's why the Lord bless me. I need no attention, I just keep the extension. I was me against the world, so I'm feeling like Pop. Chasing all his hundreds like I'm Zeke, but I'm from the block. Monetize the flow, just follow the formula. If you ain't trying to get that bread, then I'm ignoring ya. I'm looking for a way out, cause I'm trying to go global. These niggas ain't on they hustle, they ain't even mobile. These niggas ain't no soldier, that's what a nigga told ya. Elias Cash, nigga ain't nothing free. So you know how it is when you be coming to DC. Hey, ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get. Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get.
I'm the realest in the D.O.B. Let me elaborate. Fuck your bitch at every given second. That ain't no exaggeration. Smoking on this real good pressure every single fucking day. Standing in my condo, nigga, that's just my meditation. 40 on my hip, a nigga, fake ain't no hesitation. Praying every single day to get out this situation. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm searching for my destination. If I say I love you, know I mean it, ain't no capping. Pull up nigga in my city, nigga, let's get it crackin'. Pull up nigga in my city, nigga, let's get it crackin'.
Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get. Ain't nothing free, so I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get.
Top of the morning, Slow Brothers. How y'all doing out there? I pray everyone is blessed. Y'all are well. You're having it your way. You're making the most out of this thing called life. It's, it's a bit of a motherfucker. Subject, bug out bag type time. Now, that right there is a good old DC, Washingtonian colloquialism type time. That means motherfuckers want to find out what kind of time you on. Like, what's up? What the fuck up with you? I remember, I can't remember her name because she was frustrating and very irritating. Let's just call her Susan. Oh, girl. Susan was a woman of European descent that was sent to the base to inform us, put us on and make us aware that, you signed this contractual agreement and if you die, you die. Right? Oh, I shouldn't have said fuck. Anyways. Well, Susan informed us promptly that she wasn't here for no bullshit. And she was an agent for the company. And that company, you can find them on, online on the web, but if you looked at them, you wouldn't know that they were involved in nothing of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But shit, even G, you got PMCs. That's a whole nother story though. Anyway, Susan gets to giving her rant, her carefully scripted description of what they expect, right? As far as the company. And you can tell she's in this shit for herself, bro. Back to when I said, yo, there wasn't a whole lot of good people over there. And those that were, they didn't make it about that jump. Well, Susan thrived in that shit. Yeah, she did. Well, Susan let us know that she wasn't brand new to the game. Not this game. Hell nah. Uh-uh. Susan had been seasoned from Iraq up until she got reassigned, redeployed, sent off to Afghanistan. And Susan let us know that she'd been through a few uh, base seizures by the enemy, and she wasn't no stranger to that shit. Don't worry, I'll tell you in a second. You'll see. Well, good old Susan, in her spill, in her what's the word for it? In her report to us, was like, you never know what might happen, and this could happen, and that could happen, and then you might have to, ultimately evacuate, get the fuck out of Dodge. So that's why we suggest you park your trucks, back in, don't pull in, no, straight commando style with it. That's why you do this. That's why you do that. No, always keep your bag packed, because you never know what's going to happen over here, right? Oh, oh, damn, I forgot. Let me take the shit off. Susan was more than just a bitch. Susan was that bitch. She was that chick that she made the contractors' wheels go round as far as the company. Now, the grease was blood, my G. It was bone and marrow and lives lost. And that shit was just like right up Susan's alley. And Susan was just a whole savage for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, Susan had her flaws. One of those flaws was Susan liked her some whiskey. She loved her some whiskey. Yep. Come to find out, Susan was a country girl at heart. You know, found all that out later on. Though. But when she first made her special appearance, legal term, peeped her vernacular on base and gave us the spill as to what the company expected. She was like, y'all and motherfuckers don't expire too quick, because it takes this much to get boots on ground and recruit and get people from the states over here and so on and so forth, blah blah blah. But always had that bag packed. Susan was a bitch. She was a whole bitch, dog. I remember looking at Susan like, you do realize you're still talking to human beings, and Susan was just like, nah, not really, not really. Fuck y'all. We were more than expendable. You know what I'm saying? Human life was a small price to pay for Susan and that corporation that just so happened to be backed by the, GOV. That's why they got the whole contract. Specifically, one of Obama's people that held a lofty title in office and shit. Anyway, having that bug out backpack became a major thing. I'd heard that before, and from my folks, Mama Dude being a drill sergeant, and The dude I thought was my pops being a Green Beret, that go bag, always ready to move and get the maneuvering out here at a moment's notice. They, you know what I'm saying, they just like instilled that part in me, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Is it a little weird? Yeah, because, as a kid, you're supposed to have stability. But I'm ready to hunt, trap, and fish at a moment's notice. Does that increase my survivability? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. But it kind of reduced uh, the nigga's humanity to a certain degree because we were just commodities to be bartered with and bartered on. And it was wild. Having that motherfucking truck combat parked could mean you live or you expire over here type shit. Cause Susan got ran up off her last assignment. I can't speak for the men and women that were there because I wasn't there. That was a whole nother country, away. But the people that were on base with me, well, they were kind of they were just like some hard charges. They weren't for the fuck shit. No, not at all. But I still kept that bag back. Correlation. This is how it affected me in my everyday life after all that was over. Kept one in the car, one in the truck, whatever vehicle I was in possession of at the time. And was always ready to just suck that shit up and go. Got my fire starter, got my fishing line and got my what do you call that shit? My chicken wire with what I'm saying, with the zip ties ready to go to where I can make a fishing trap and just be good. And I thought to myself for a long time, like, yo, maybe I got a problem. Cause I was doing this shit way beforehand. Well, nope. Susan reinforced the fact that maybe, just maybe, nigga, you might want to be prepared. Fast forward to the day. Well, I got to rebuild my bug out bag because, y'all know what happened to the storage thing. That shit got stole. You know what I mean? That was years upon years of prepping and having things set aside, removed. You know what I mean? It pissed me the fuck off. But gotta rebuild it nonetheless. Gotta get the camping axe, gotta get the fire starter, gotta get the the extra parts and pieces that make that bug out bag, you know, and a tool that can help me. But Susan, Susan she stressed that shit. You never know. See what happened with Susan, she ran into some shit and it was realer than life for her. That experience was realer than life. Oftentimes what happens in our lives as melanated men here, we just get blindsided by the shit. Blindsided by the bullshit. Should you have I don't know, bro. You might want to consider it, but I'm gonna tell you, should you be prepared just in case though? Probably. Probably. You never know. You can't ever call which way that hoe gonna go and how she gonna react. And that's just a fact of life around this motherfucker. Mm. I'm on the move. I'm out here making shit happen, and my bug out bag is getting rebuilt. Because even though I depend on me, I still don't trust everybody else around me to that extent where I can just chill and not have that backup just in case. Is that a good thing? Probably not. But is that bag gonna get a simple impact? You goddamn right it is. See, Susan was right on one thing. You never know how it's all gonna go. She went from living on a hog eating ice cream to being out in the desert and then getting accosted. Because me and Susan had a good old talk. And again, that's not her real name, but that matter. And by the time the Meraki's was done with her, well, Susan wasn't ever gonna be right again. So I understand Susan and how uh, adamant she was about that. Because she thought she had it all figured out and boom, fucked up. That black bag was the standard issue for a whole lot of folks. Damn sure was for me. You know, you put your whole life in that bag. Hell, sometimes your whole fucking life depended on that goddamn bag and everything that was in it. I know it's a generic thumbnail and photo, but no, that was some real shit. That was some real shit, bro. If you didn't have certain toiletries, well, you was fucked. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna have it. And it'll be many motherfucking moons before you see it. If you didn't have certain supplements, well, guess what? Go without. That simple. Different kind of world, bro. Different kind of world. At the end of the day, that black bag contained everything needed for life. You might have your camper's axe strapped to it, a saw, hmm, not just a bladed saw, but a saw. Yeah, yeah. Extra magazine. You could have all kinds of stuff strapped and put into that bag, and that was no guarantee that your ass was gonna wake up tomorrow. And Susan experienced that. And after she experienced it, she was a whole bitch. But in today's current times, brothers, I suggest you have your backpack, your just in case bag, your oh shit, things that fucked all the way up bag. That way it can help keep you out the way, keep you protected around this motherfucker. It can store your meals and be a covering. You know what I'm saying? Cause this world is a motherfucker, bro. You can't always quite call it. But I'll leave that part there. As promised, I'm back up on my normal time and grind, and gotta make sure we go out today and go get this bread up off these people.